Clay, welcome to your interrogation. This will be an interview in which I will interrogate you about how it is working with me so that other people watching this video will buy from me.
I appreciate your this interrogation here. Let's get started.
All right. Amazing. So, just to make you relatable to other people watching this video, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube agency. We work with coaches specifically and also other agencies doing a done-for-you process. So everything except for the filming, which the client handles. And even now, we are offering to fly out to clients and help them in person. This specifically helps coaches so much because a lot of them aren't implementing YouTube just because there's so many different aspects. They don't really know what to do. They don't know what to film. They don't know what's going to perform. So we cover all that and scale their coaching to the next level.
Great. That's good to know. I hope that everyone watching this video is now feeling more like in tune with what's going on over here. And just to quickly recite in terms of the results, where you were before starting to work with me and where you are right now, just to give people a quick overview, quick summary of what's going on.
So before starting, realistically, I was like at an inconsistent, like 10K. I mean, it dipped some from to like 7 sometimes, sometimes even lower than that. But right when I got into the program, that month that I did, it was like 7,500, was exactly, revenue for that month. And then, for today, or I guess I could consider last month since this month isn't complete. We did 15K in revenue. So really good results, and we can kind of get into kind of what changed in a second here, or if you have any questions about in terms of revenue last month, this month, we can also talk about that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, what's your prediction for this month? Then we can go into that as well.
So we should do 20 to 25K this month, anywhere from that range.
Sick. So we're talking about a 2 point. I mean, it's actually almost a 3x then compared to where you were getting into the program. I don't like to call it a program because I didn't do tech partnership, right? Like, but yeah,
guru
definitely.
Course that I
it is guru. This guru course, the scamming guru course that you're getting ripped off by. Amazing. And that you're referring people in because it's a pyramid scheme. So that's actually what we're selling.
An LLM or whatever the heck it's called.
MLM,
multi-level marketing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, that's a nutshell of everything. But all right, man. So when we first hopped on the call, it was actually just a connect call. And we did have a few conversations about your offer as well. So that was sort of like the main frame. But essentially, what made you invest in the first place? Like, what did you see in me and the offer that stood out to you, and you were like, all right, I mean, maybe this is worth going forward with?
Exactly. So I was looking for a program specifically for Instagram, just to grow in there because I hadn't had much experience in doing so. And also, my target audience is on Instagram. My past coaching program that I was in didn't hit on Instagram whatsoever. It was mainly just cold email. So there was that aspect, first of all. Also, which I didn't know I needed this until I got into the program, but that was accountability, and as well as having somebody for short form, which I can hit on that in a second. But mainly what I was looking for was just to overall grow the business. I felt like I didn't really have a clear direction or clarity in terms of where I was to where I wanted to go. And also, too, because of the way that you outreach me in the first place, it was much, much different than what other people were doing. A lot of programs in the space, I mean, I got on multiple sales calls for business scaling or agency scaling, and it was all pretty much the same thing, giving a cookie cutter, here you go, this is what you're gonna implement, one time, 10K, there's no, you're just in a pool of a bunch of other people. And there just wasn't really hands-on or anything like that. So from seeing that to what they were offering to what you were offering was kind of like, why wouldn't I go with this? It's pretty much a no-brainer. So of course the approach was a much more friendly approach of, we just want to help you. We just want to see you grow. Not so much like just pay now, come on and send, a billion follow-ups, um, after that initial call. So it was much more like friendly on the first call, just kind of seeing where I was, even providing value before. I don't think one time you pitched what you do whatsoever. It was just kind of like, this is what we do. What do you do? Here's what I do. Cool. How can I help you? How can you help me? And then it was pretty much just from that frame on your end. And then, of course, I was nurtured by the stories, the content. I saw what your business partner Martin was doing. I even was watching some of his YouTube videos. And then I was like, okay, well, from what he's saying, this seems really good. And then we got on a call, and I don't even know. I don't even think you were expecting me to kind of commit that day. I don't even know if I was expecting to. But we got on that call. You kind of walked through it, and I was like, hey, I'll just go ahead and commit now. So that's what I did.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I remember we were actually sitting in a random cinema watching a movie, and we got the text from you that, hey, bro, like, do you remember what you did for Martin? Is there like an offer that you could do for me as well? That was the WhatsApp message.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, after that, it was practically logged in. But yeah, I didn't even pitch you even once. I don't think I did. I asked you to pitch me in the
Hmm.
beginning, which was pretty cool to see your offer and sort of like how you operate. That's also
Yeah.
where I knew sort of that you were actually serious about your craft.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's like there is a big difference between, a bad client and a good client. In your case, you are a good client, so I can 100% watch for that. If anyone wants to sign you as a client, it's a good experience. Um, Amazing. So, what was the expectation versus reality for you? So, like everyone has expectations, everyone promises the freaking dream, like that you're gonna
Hmm.
get rich quick, make this amount of money in that amount of time. What was that for you versus what you experience in reality?
Hmm. I'll say expectations going into it um, were definitely met, but the difference between this and program I was in prior was the fact that they were met in really the first month, the first, or really the first, 1, 2 weeks. Of course, being onboarded and kind of seeing the value and how quickly you guys get everything moving was really, really good. Um, but I mean, I guess in terms of when I invested and then when I started to see results like that quick turnaround, and of course that's not for everybody, but it just kind of goes to show you provided the resources. I did the action on my part, and it kind of it worked out pretty quickly. So in terms of that, the expectations going into it were definitely met, if not above expectations, even till this day. So.
Yeah, and I know that you hated doing outreach before working with us. What was sort
Mhm.
of like the mindset shift for you when it comes to client acquisition, building connection with people and all those kinds of things?
Yeah, so beforehand, what I had been taught about Instagram was you want to send as many messages as possible, and go for a spray and pray approach. And with that, as an example, I had a virtual assistant send out 7,000 messages, 7,000 on Instagram. Not only did it get my account pretty much where I can't send messages at all anymore, um, I didn't get any clients from 7,000 messages. So of course that does not work. Um, so my mindset around it was, okay, Instagram doesn't work anymore. Like that's literally what I thought. I was like, I'm just giving up on Instagram. There's too many people messaging people, and how there's no way for me to set myself apart with DMs, compared to all these other businesses doing the same exact thing. So I was strictly cold email, and I was actually at the time cold calling, which nobody in this business does. But I saw it as like kind of the only approach to get somebody to actually answer or to actually respond. Um, so going from doing that to now I don't do any cold calls and I don't do any cold emails. I strictly do Instagram is definitely a different change there. And it's 100% better to focus on one acquisition channel, 1 to 2, and really, really dial in that than to go like, four and try to do all four at the same time, in my opinion, from kind of what I've seen. So the difference there is now response rate. So in that first week of starting, you had told me to do, I believe it was around like bare minimum of 15, even more. Of course, you want to do as much as you can. bare minimum 15. And then from that, I remember sending you kind of response rates. I was just like surprised because I had sent like 10 to 15. And I think I had like 8 or 9 of those actually respond, which I was very surprised about. I guess it gave me, you know, proof that it actually worked, that your method actually works. And I mean, not only that, you use that method on me and I became a client. So there was proof of concept just from that aspect. So I know it works, and it just changed my mindset around acquisition, and kind of like giving value before you even pitch is another huge one. Helping people before you even show them
Mm.
what you do, and making them realize themselves of, okay, this guy's valuable. What does he offer? I need what he offers.
Yeah, and there's also this element going into connecting with people and using social media in general, that you can either be a parasite or you can be
Mhm.
someone who genuinely wants to help the other person, and that comes over whenever you communicate with people. I don't think a lot of people actually pay attention to that.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to Instagram, obviously we also did a couple of things when it comes to content,
Yeah.
stories, all those things. How did those work for you? Or like, what sort of insights did you get there, or anything that you believe is relevant to mention there?
hmm The main thing with that is I didn't do any stories whatsoever when I first started Instagram. I didn't really do short form as well. So the main thing with short form is it's so easy and everybody's copying each other when it comes to my niche. And I didn't know how to really stand apart for short form for what I'm doing and who I'm trying to target. So having, Martin there, your business partner, handle the short or give me, all the necessary guidelines for short form content made it super easy to film, and very easy to post. And I mean, I've really just enjoyed the process with that. Makes it so easy. I can see all the ideas that he's presented and go and film that in like an hour. Whereas used to, I mean, it would take me, 5 hours of research, 5 hours of doing the frameworks, then being like incongruent or not really understanding what I kind of wrote out and taking even longer. So that's been really well. So been going really well. And then also, I mean, we've had, so it was about the first week of posting stories. I had a guy booking a call directly from the stories. Um, and from that, it's been, really, really, it was really powerful to see that happen that quick, because before that, I didn't even have proof of concept that stories worked. So that's worked well. You provided all the frameworks in terms of you need to post these type of stories, different ones based on business, personal life, whatever the case may be. So seeing that's been very helpful. And I would say overall, like, it's just been clarity that has been the biggest benefit for me from all this. Clarity on what I need to do, and, you know, really seeing step by step of what has to happen to get to the next level.
Yeah, 100%. I know that when we started out, there was a little bit of novelty when it came to outreach for you,
hmm
and things that you had to implement, but I mean, came along pretty well. That's fair to
Oh
say.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
for sure.
and so if anyone is in the position of watching this video and right now, currently in the 13th minute of this recording, being slowly convinced to work with Heidi Media, um, what would you say to that type of person?
hmm Um, First off, just send David some money and he'll figure it out. You guys will figure it out together. Because it's much more valuable than you. The thing is, it's valuable whenever you first see the program, but it's even more valuable when you actually get into it, because there's 3 different coaches that want you to succeed in all areas. A lot of other programs I was looking at, they didn't include that. It's just like a here you go, figure it out yourself type of offer. Whereas this, you have accountability. You have somebody who is making sure that you do all the things you say you're going to do. And if you don't, of course, you're held to that standard. You have, I mean, the short form, and then also, of course, David for just the overall, um, you know, anything you need in terms of scaling an offer. So really, those 3 aspects are what makes this much, much different than other programs out there. So anybody who's trying to or looking at programs, I would say this is going to be the most personalized, non-cookie cutter approach that you can get, to really, anything you're struggling on is gonna help you most, out of all the other programs that I've seen. And two, I mean, David, you've invested yourself in a bunch of programs, so you've seen behind the scenes of what other people are offering, and making sure not to do whatever you didn't like in those other programs. Which when I heard that, that made me think, oh well, this. I mean, this is just even more value, right? So that's what I would say.
Yeah, 100%. And you're the types of people that is actually responsive in the positive way to feedback. What we
Mhm.
are on your ass. So I guess that's
It's
that's
a
a
good
fun
thing.
thing to always call you up whenever something we notice some little problem that needs to be addressed. But yeah,
Definitely.
all right, man. I mean, cool conversation. What's next for you for from here on out?
Yeah, so really just implementing what you guys have provided, keep on pushing to the next level, and keep scaling, right?
All right, hell yeah. Anything else to add? Any remark, insight, whatever it may be?
Um, I don't think so. I think I pretty much shared a lot. We've kind of gone back and forth and gave some value to the people who are on the sides and need to join.
All right, amazing. Then one more direct call to action. If you like this interview and want to talk with me, go down below. Clay is nodding, so listen to him. Uh, but all jokes aside, calendars are open. I'm taking conversations. If you are shy, just text me on Instagram. And yeah, that should be it for the video. Clay, thank you so much for doing the interview. And that's it. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.
Hell yeah.